The pastors that do not charge, basically, they have their reasons why they do not charge. The pastors that they charge have their reason why they charge.
Pastors charge?
Am I saying pastors?
Yeah, the music ministers.
I'm just asking.
Music ministers.
But there are pastors that charge. Thank you.
Music is life, and that's why your hearts are beats. They are boogum, boogum, boogum. Welcome to Unveiled Music with a K.
That's okay.
And, we are so excited to talk about this new topic.
Yeah.
Right?
We are so excited, or you are so excited.
I am excited, and I'm sure you are excited.
Am I excited?
For me.
All right.
Because this topic is burning in his heart. It's like a burden.
So, about some few moments ago, we can't say moments ago, because I don't know. So, some few weeks ago, Pastor Chris came out with
a video. Or a video was circulating.
A video was circulating,
yeah.
Right? And it was talking about the fact that music ministers, right, charge to come and sing in churches.
Yeah.
I don't think that was the genesis of that.
What was the genesis?
What was Genesis?
I think Genesis was that Pastor Chris was trying to bring the attention of people to the fact that some things. Of course, Christ Embassy is like has a very big
role to play.
Not just influence and role to play in the growth of the music industry, gospel music industry that we have today.
Yeah.
Yeah, at the time they churned about 6 artists that were on top.
Yes, more than actually.
Yeah, more than 6.
It's so funny to see that most of the gospel artists are from Christ Embassy.
Yeah, Christ Embassy. At the time, we thought that Pastor Lance was on Christ Embassy. Yeah, because it came in with that wave too, and I think it was trying to address what people might have had in question in their heart as regards, okay, why are these people not with Christ Embassy anymore? Why is this person with Christ Embassy? So they feel like they actually took maybe there was something that we're not talking about. And Pastor Chris was trying to talk about the fact that the reason those things happened was the fact that there were certain things that he was setting as standard for them. That guys, maybe that guys, don't make this your focus. Let's focus on this. Let's be deep rooted on this. This is the goal of this thing. But as people started having influence, as people started getting more meetings, more shows, more concerts that they are going for, they started to now see that, okay, we want to now be getting paid. Because if you are in a church and your church is not giving you anything, and they take you to another church, you do the same thing that you do in your church, and they give you $100,000, it is psychological that your mind will start tilting towards.
I don't understand that part that you just talked about, and I think it's that part that I want to mention. Like, one thing that, from what you've said now, one thing I want to clarify is that, for example, now your church, you are singing in your church, right? And your church is not giving you any incentive. Then when you go outside, is it when you leave the church, or you just when you go outside to minister? Okay, when you go outside to minister, okay, and they give you incentive. Okay, so right on.
Right, yeah. So they give you incentive. Then whenever they come back, so I think at some point they felt big.
Okay.
Enough that they might not want to be singing in church again. That other people should be singing in church.
It's natural.
Yeah, which it's not meant to be, but it's a natural tendency. Yeah. It's a natural tendency for any human, right? That okay, let other people even do it. Which I think were against and Pastor Chris actually wanted them to be grounded in the church. Not like grounded like don't go out. But grounded in the sense that we are still building something. That there's something that we are still trying to get. The agenda is bigger than what you're seeing. I think that was what Pastor Chris was trying to address. That he now talked about the fact that they go to shows, they go to churches, and then they just charge that how much is the money that they are even talking about, of course, it is Pastor Chris that can make that kind of statement. It's only Pastor Chris, man. It's only Pastor Chris. So I think that was the genesis of.
He said they've not seen money.
Yeah, that was the genesis of this thing, that they now go that they go brown churches and they are charging, and that was what made him talk about the fact that artists now go to church and charge.
Now the first question.
No, the bone of contention. Bone of contention is, should they charge?
When they are plugged, they will charge.
No, like basically, I think that it's different stroke for different folks. Basically, to be
why did you
honest,
take the first stroke?
different stroke for different folks in the sense that there's no one way to this thing, based on the fact that there are different dynamics. So we cannot say that should they charge or should they not charge. The pastors that do not charge, basically, they have their reasons why they do not charge. The pastors that they charge have their reasons why they charge.
Pastors charge?
Am I saying pastors?
Yeah, the music ministers.
I'm just asking.
Music ministers.
But there are pastors that charge. Thank you. There are pastors that charge. Let's move on.
Oh my God, you guys should call that fast.
Indulge ourselves. Let's go on.
So there are music ministers that charge, and we have music ministers that do not charge. The ones that charge, they have their reasons. And the ones that do not, they also have their reasons. And we have seen some that do not charge to begin with, and later on the long run, decided to charge. Based on the fact that they saw that what they bargained for was different from what they are saying.
Okay.
So basically now, when we say gospel, I think the first thing that people have against them is that, when they say it's gospel ministers, should they trade the gospel? Like, should there be any money given to a gospel minister since they freely received,
so the first thing
and they
is
should
that
freely
they
give?
are not selling.
Which side are you picking?
I think
I decide which side as a conversation.
Okay. Let's continue.
All right. So I feel like it is not that they are selling the gospel. What they might be charging for is the fact that, number one, they received this song. They were not singing it in their room that you came to call them. Right. In their development, you were not part of the process. Their journey. You were not. Right.
Do you know that in this case of Pastor Chris, it was there in their development?
Of course, no.
He funded them, basically. Funded whatever it is that they were
doing. No, the question that he's asking is about gospel.
Yeah, generally.
Gospel music. So the thing is that you were not there when they were growing. You're not part of their journey, right? So you can't really say that, this is your input in their journey. Now they have gone to the studio to release a song. They didn't tell the producer, this is gospel, do it for free for me.
Okay.
The producer collected money. Not only collected money, gave them split sheets.
Yes, royalties.
That everything that comes in from this thing, I have a percentage from it. Because it is also my intellectual property. So they did that, gave the mixing engineer. The mixing engineer did work on it for it to sound good enough for you to hear it and say, this song is good. Maybe for some people, they spent money on promotion.
Okay.
That God now said, okay, you know what? I want this song to go viral. And it did. Now you have seen them. That this person is now popular.
Okay.
You now call them. And you expect that they will not charge. It is only when they decide that they don't want to. It is different from that they have not. See, if it's a decision, it is not a sin.
Now, the thing is that the first thing that will come to people's mind is, what are they charging for? Because number one, they are charging for. They are charging for, number one, the fact that, of course, the input that they have put into the music. Right. They are charging which
for
they
that.
could, okay.
Which they could what?
If they put their songs on streaming platforms, they get
they get what? It's not just like that.
It's not easy.
Oh, you think so?
I'm just saying.
You know, I saw a stat today that over 200 million songs have been put on Spotify. Are on Spotify right now. Over 200 million songs are on Spotify right now. 46% of them have less than 10 streams. So you should know that it's not because you put the song on streaming platform that makes you to start making money. You have to work You have to work to make it, to start making money. And they put it there. That's why you heard it. For some people, they spend money on music video. For some people, they spend money to do live concert. Rented hall to do live concert, to do the video of the song. You now hear them.
Are you saying that's the reason why they should charge?
No, I'm just saying that if that is a reason, then it is tenable. You understand? It is reasonable that they should. It doesn't mean that people that are charging, those are people that are not charging,
so now
are now doing this.
You know that
the thing is that it's a decision that they have made.
You know the
that,
okay,
you know what? As regards this thing, we are not selling the gospel. Do you understand? If they didn't put their song out for you to see them, you will not call them now.
So where does selling the gospel comes in?
Selling the gospel, that's the thing. I don't know where people actually think that they are selling the gospel.
Now, when we now talk about selling the gospel, what do we mean? What does it mean to sell the gospel?
It means that maybe you are selling. I don't know. Maybe
that's the thing. Like
gospel for a price.
What gospel?
The gospel of Jesus Christ.
No, because this is a very dicey topic. No, you know why it's a dicey topic is because where do we draw the line from we are merchandising the gospel, selling the gospel?
They are not merchandising.
I'm not saying they have. I'm just saying where do we draw the line that they are selling the gospel and they are charging based on the inputs they've put and blah 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 blah. Because this money issue is not only about music ministers.
I know.
It comes across the body of Christ in general. Pastors, instrumentalists. Someone is asking me why ushers are not being paid in church too. Why are cleaners not being paid in church? Is their service too to the Lord? Like, why are they not being paid? Why are you saying instrumentalists? Because it's technical.
No.
So I'm saying that this issue is a broad issue.
This is where, for that one, right? If I am part of a church and that's my local assembly, and I'm part of the church, everything that I do is for the service, like my father's house.
Yeah. Do you know there's some instrumentalists in the church, from the church, that still wants to be paid?
You don't understand. I think that if the instrumentalist does not have any other thing that he's doing, and that is his job.
So you are saying that you can make a merchandise of serving in God's vineyard?
You don't understand. Well, in a local assembly.
Like, for example, now this is my local assembly, and I can play the
guitar. In a local assembly,
and
I can't charge my local assembly. Do you understand? Like, I can't charge my local assembly.
I'm saying that some people that charge now, and they claim as per.
No, if you are doing that, it's like, and that's the place that you are paying your tithe. What you are doing is that you are doing MMM. Just carry your money and going. Do you understand? If what you are doing is that I am in this church, I'm paying my tithe, I'm paying my offering, and at the end of the month, I'm getting paid.
Okay.
Do you understand? Do you get? What you are saying is that the money that you have imputed over the distance, maybe with interest, they should pay you. Do you understand? That's the way I see it.
That's the way you see it.
That's the way I see it. In fact,
but then we're bringing it back so that we don't lose this thing. We're essentially saying that gospel musicians
can't charge.
They can charge. They should not charge their pastor.
Yeah, their local assembly. Their local assembly. It will be something else if they do that.
What do you think?
Right.
Basically, this has been my opinion, that they should not charge
at all
their local assembly. Like, you cannot be in a church.
No, like, can they charge other churches?
Like, people
charge other churches.
And they charge other churches. Now, for me, I personally believe that they shouldn't charge other churches.
Why?
However,
why?
Because
why shouldn't they charge other churches?
If they invite a pastor to come and preach in the church, and what is this aim of going to that church? That would be the first thing to determine whether you should charge or not. What's the aim of going to this church that they've invited me to? I could have decided not to go. Why am I going? That's the first thing that will be in my mind. So the motive in which I'm going will determine if I want to charge or not. So, for example, now you're going to...
Wait, whether you are going to charge or not, that means that if you have checked the motive and the motive looks like you should charge, that means you charge.
Yes, and that's... Yes,
so
yes.
That means
the motive you are going there is not for souls, to be really honest.
So...
Wait, calm down. Can't people win souls and still get paid?
For winning souls.
Like, can't people win souls and...
They can get paid.
They can get paid.
But my own question is, if they go to a church and they should not place a tag on it. But the church itself should be.
What if the church?
That's the thing.
I think that's when
you won't let me lie. The church itself should not honor the person that came.
It's not as the churches that know this or not.
No, that's the thing. That's the problem. The problem is not now about charging. It's about teaching churches to know that when somebody comes to your church. I've had a story that was very, very
How do you teach?
A pastor of mine went to a place to go and preach, and they gave him 2 puff-puff as honorarium.
Yeah.
2 puff-puff.
Wow.
Like he ministered the power of God. People were healed. Different, fruit, gift of the spirit in manifestation. And at the end of the day, they gave him 2 puff-puff.
I know the musician I know the musician that went somewhere to minister 2022. He carried band, everybody. They paid him 7,000 naira. This one is not small musician.
And they paid him 7,000 naira. I mean, it's so sad that the church pushes honor, but the church, when it's time to communicate honor to other people, they do not. It's sad, but it does not justify that thing.
Wait, calm down.
That's the thing.
You said that they should teach the church. Who is going to teach the church? You?
No,
it is the pastor that can teach the church, right? So, and if the pastor does not realize that this person needs to, there's nothing. See, the church can't communicate it. It is the pastor that.
Now, let me ask you a question.
So there is.
If they say, for example, now, if you were called to come and minister in a place, for example, you are called to come and minister in a place, you could as well decide not to go or not to go, basically. So if you say you are going to this particular place after they've called you to go, and you get a check that I prayed about it and I feel like I should go to call. Let me now ask you, where do we now draw the line from believing God for? Because I'm asking these are the questions I see online. Our finances, as you know that you're a minister, you know that you don't have a job like that is giving you 9 to 5. That this is the work that the Lord has given me to do. So where do we draw the line from having faith that God will supply all my finances and pleasing a tag? Where does the line come from?
A very big part of faith is instruction and obedience to instruction.
Yeah.
Right. And I feel like if God is telling you that, see this thing, leave money out of this issue. It means that he's saying that I'm able to supply it, even if. But if you have not received that instruction and you just copied another person's template and you are just going with that, you just realize that you will suffer and you'll be frustrated and it will affect your heart to even do more for God. And I feel like we must, I feel like we must actually come to a position where we guard our hearts. If you know that you're not charging, it's going to affect your heart, right? That if they don't pay you, if they don't pay you, if they don't pay you, you are not moved. Do you understand? Like if they don't pay you,
but you know that if they don't pay you, I am moved, and if they don't pay you, I am not moved. It's still a problem.
No, you
know why it's a problem for me? Like they pay you, and if they don't pay you, and you are moved that they don't pay you, that's a big problem because it kind of shows that why am I doing what I'm doing? Again, you don't get I'm saying that where do we get the thin line between this issue? Because if I'm going to a place and they do not pay me, and because they are not paying me, it's affecting the posture of my heart. Then there's a problem.
We are still deliberating before we get to the thin line balanced part. Right. And I feel like it is good that we have this kind of discussion, we have these sites as regards it. Right. And the truth is this. I believe that it is possible for somebody to be paid and still bless people.
Of course.
Right.
Is it possible for someone
to be paid or to charge?
Request.
Okay, to charge and still bless people.
Are you sure?
Why not?
To request that this is what.
This is.
I had a story that was very funny.
Yeah.
Invited someone to come to a place to a worship meeting. I person wanted to charge like $25,000, or was it for $25,000 or $15,000? And that was like
there are some that they are outrageous and they're greedy. But I am saying that it is.
Do you know that this being outrageous and being greedy didn't just start?
I know, but what I'm saying is this. What I'm saying is this: it is possible for somebody to charge and still win souls doing ministration.
Of course, nobody is disputing the fact.
God
is still, Paul said it in Philippians, but is that right? Paul said that some people preached for for their own.
Yes, and also everything is so
to God's glory. But is it still right? Would the person?
Because some preach because they just want.
No, now that's the truth. The thing is that you are looking at it that the person should wait for let God reward you. But there are some people that they are saying that this is the process through which God will reward me.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Yeah. Wait, are you meant to help God?
No, you don't understand.
This is a very tacky situation. This is a very tacky discussion.
It's not like they are helping God, but they are just saying that as regards this thing, this is the structure that I'm going to have behind this thing.
Okay.
This is what the discussion that we are going to be having.
I have a question. I want to have a question. And my question is that in the Christian space, when we talk about gospel singers or faith-based singers, can we differentiate those that are professionals to those that this is a ministry to them? Do you know what I'm saying? You know why I'm differentiating it? It's because that we talk about this is why I'm charging, like this is why I'm placing in money from it. So it's like you're being professional about it. It's like your occupation. It's like
fine, it can be for some people. It's
like an occupation where like a 30 days thing.
Still. It doesn't reduce the authenticity of what the person is doing.
Okay.
Do you understand? It doesn't reduce.
Honestly speaking,
the truth is this. Wait, the truth is this, right? I think that we have come to think that people that maybe do not charge, they think about God more.
No.
Or they calm down. It's not just you. We are talking about everybody now. They think maybe they are more consecrated to God more. Do you understand? For example, we know of Pastor Nat doesn't charge. Duson Yukon does not charge. At least they have said it. That is a consecration. They said they got an instruction specifically on that.
Okay.
That you know what, leave this side for me. And God has always been showing you. You understand? Okay. So it means that it is more of a consecration thing. That does not mean that if somebody says that, and the person is not charging, I think that most of the time people charge based on the fact that, number one, the people that they are bringing together, that they are bringing for this thing, they are going to pay them.
Now, do you know that what you just said now, basically is that they don't make it, for example, if I'm inviting someone and they tell me that, they want to receive social amount, unlike other people, unlike other occupations, if someone wants to fix your house and it says that I am receiving social, so you give a breakdown of why this is this is that. So if you call someone and they want to, it's like a rate card, let me use the word, the rate card, they'll tell you why they are charging what they are charging. So now, if you just say that, invite someone and they just say, they want 10 million, and they're not even giving you why they want 10 million. You now saying that now the people I'm bringing band, that's more reasonable and appealing than just saying that.
There are some there are actually some that do. Then number two, apart from that, number two is that I feel like whether you like it or not, right? There are some churches that have shown people that you are big now. Whether we like it or not, we have it that people are big.
Yeah.
People are popular.
They made a name.
The reason they are calling you is because you are popular.
Okay.
And because they want more people in their program.
Okay.
And a church that has that kind of intention and you don't charge them, you see that you are listening to two places.
So in my own opinion, I feel like this thing is a topic that we can discuss in the comment section. Honestly speaking. I
don't think this topic is a topic that can get.
At the end of the day, I feel like it's a consecration thing. What has God told you about your ministry? I
don't think it should be a conclusion.
What is the mind of God? And if you actually see it as a ministry first, then you should see it as a point of service first. Right. And because ministry means service, and also ministry means provocation.
Basically, my last point is that gospel ministers or people in the gospel space should not charge. Yeah. And if they should charge, if they are charging, if they are saying this is what I'll collect. This is what I'll collect. Then she should be a rate card. There should be why I'm collecting what I'm collecting.
People say this is how much you can afford.
This is the people that I'm bringing. This is why I'm collecting. This is why I'm collecting that. And basically that's it. And because it will make it more. Because
at least most people that have related.
Another thing that
most people that have related with as regards this money thing. That how much do you do this thing? They gave the breakdown. I don't know who you have related.
No, I'm just saying that now.
Because of this.
Wait. We're not ending it. I have one last thing to do. One last thing I wanted to say is that if you're inviting someone to your meeting and you're inviting someone to your church or whatever program, be honorable enough to know that if they are staying over to work for their accommodation. I think that's why you're listening to Zion Culture right now. I listen to Unveiled Music.
You are very passionate about this. I thought I was one that was passionate.
That's why, because one of the pastors that I respect said a story that was really very sad, that it came to a place and he lodged in the girls' hostel. It was that bad. So if you are inviting someone, a minister to your church or something, look at it, can you cater for them? They have families too, and they have people. And if they're not charging, that means what you are giving them is what they are relying on.
One of the basic principles of honor. One of the basic principles of honor is that you don't honor a man at your level. You honor a man at his level. If you don't learn that, I don't know where you're going to go.
So,
yeah.
That was a deep. That
was a hot conversation because my body is still hot.
My last word.
What is your which of
my own thing? To be honest, I want everybody. My own take is to hear everybody's in the comments because of the fact that we do not have time.
Okay,
we do not have time. So I would like to hear your comment, your thoughts in the comment section. I actually want to hear what you have to say. I know the comment section is going to be very, very distinct. And I know both sides have not come to a resolution yet.
We've not, because he wants them to charge. I just feel like they should charge when necessary. And when they want to charge, they should be
they should charge. It's still the same thing.
But I'm just saying they should.
Honestly, I said it's based on consecration. I'm not saying that everybody must charge. I'm just saying that if your consecration is,
okay,
then fine, don't charge. But if it's not your consecration,
and I know, but one thing is that be honorable to whoever you are inviting. Don't treat them like trash.
So, at the end of the day,
just pay me. Girls will still.
At the end of the day,
is different though.
Have a very wonderful day, and please like, subscribe, and share to your friends. Right? This is Unveiled Music with the K, and
don't forget to like.
Have a very wonderful day. Bye bye.